The Secret Service director is set for another grilling. House lawmakers demanding she step down from her role. Intense criticism is coming from both sides of the aisle, with many on the House Oversight Committee questioning Kimberly Cheatle on the security and safety of the presidential candidates. Joining me now is one of the many voices calling on Director Kimberly Cheatle's removal. Republican Congressman Tim Burchett joining us live. Mr. Burchett, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Mr. Burchett, I'm seeing a rare opportunity here where you and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez seem to actually agree on something there that demands that Cheatle actually step down. Do you think that this is something where both sides can actually come together in an effort to hold someone accountable?
I would hope so, but I suspect what will end up happening, it'll go down pretty much partisan lines. There'll be a question of the procedure or what have you. Democrats generally crack the whip pretty hard, and they hold their folks in line. And so I don't know. I would hope so. There was a lot of outrage on both sides of the aisle. It'd be hard to go home and say, hey, this lady was a success, and I voted to keep her in. I thought it was odd that she said one time she said, I've not talked with the FBI, who is in fact conducting the investigation. And just everything else she said, she didn't say, I think did her more harm than anything else. I was really shocked a little bit by some of her answers and just how obtuse she was to what was going on in the world right now.
And then at the same time, even talking about how it was a catastrophic failure and how this is the worst in the history of the Secret Service. Mr. Burchett, what does accountability actually look like in this situation? Is it just having the director step down, or should something more be done with changes within the Secret Service?
Absolutely. Yeah, she should be fired. She shouldn't have the opportunity to step down. But we know now the shooter was on the roof, and the Secret Service knew the shooter was on the roof. For almost 20 minutes, they saw someone up there, and it was not one of their own people. Why was President Trump allowed to even walk on stage? And when he was on stage after he was shot, why did he lay there for several seconds with the Secret Service, some cowering around him, some trying to find their holsters, some trying to find their sunglasses? It was a calamity. I mean, it was Keystone Cops, if anything, and it really looked bad upon the Secret Service. Unfortunately, very good agents. But another thing I pointed out was when President Trump walked in at the convention, when Lee Greenwood was singing "God Bless the USA," you didn't see the same Secret Service agents. They had the A-team in there with Trump then, and they sure as heck didn't have it before. And that iconic picture where he's raising his fist, that should have never been allowed. Those pictures you're showing, they should have never been able to make those pictures. There should have been bodies in front of him. Yet you see an agent right there who's literally, her head is below his head. That is wrong. I don't care who you got, but I don't care if it's a pink unicorn, but they better be able to protect the president. And when you're a lot shorter than he is, you're not going to be able to protect the president.
Mr. Burchett, the asset was definitely not protected there at all. Mr. Burchett, I have one quick question I do want to ask you. You've been trending lately because of your comments on DEI, specifically related to Kamala Harris. Would you like to clarify that? Do you believe that Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, is a DEI selection?
The president said he was going to hire a woman. And to me, whenever you say you're going to hire one group or the other, you disqualify everybody else. And to me, I'm a believer of you put the best player in, coach, and that's what you do. Kamala Harris is a failure. Her record at the border is beyond horrible. There's no question. 14 million people have come over the border, 100,000 Chinese terrorists, and yet she makes excuses. She couldn't find the border with a compass and a map. She is not the best player that should have been put in.
Congressman Burchett, thank you so much for clearing that up for me this morning. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.